Good morning, everyone. Day 7 of the calendar. We are at the end of the week. It's Sunday. Let's discover the coffee of today. Okay, number 7. Okay. This is number 7. Today, okay, we have a double fermented washed. The varietals are Sidra and Geisha, so it's a kind of like blend of varietals from Colombia, roasted by, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Sloinge. Oh my God. Welcome again to another episode where Matteo slashes Scandinavian names. So yeah, I will learn about this. I will Google it. Perfect. How are we going to brew the coffee? I am not going to follow the recipe today. No. And today I want to brew again with the Orea Z1. I know, it was 2 days ago. So I want to brew it again because I want to start to introduce, the concept of when you start to see fermentation, fermented, double fermented, then we will see the coffee because I never tried. So let's see how it will react. And then, of course, if we need, we change. The idea is basically to have a different approach when we're brewing coffee, especially when they have this kind of like fermented, anaerobic, kind of like fermentation kind of name. My experience with this coffee is that usually are fast draining and higher in solubility. We will see if for this coffee is the same case, so I know more or less how to control it. Let's take the filter from Orea. So I prepare the dripper and that's it, then we think about the coffee. What's wrong this morning? Okay. Once again, filter from Orea, Z1 filter, made by Sibarist, Spain, Barcelona, Catalonia, okay, to be precise. They're gonna kill me there. So, grind size. Well, actually, let's dose the coffee. Today I'm going to use 14 grams. All right. I'm gonna change the ratio. I'm gonna change the dose of the coffee, but also the ratio. So let's do 14. Okay. 14 grams, I will grind it at 27 clicks. Okay, 1. Okay, 27 clicks. I grind the coffee and then we will talk about the pouring method. Okay, there's the coffee. Again, light roast. Okay, not super light, but it's a good light. The one of tomorrow, I think, is a really light. Yeah. But today we care about the one from today. Okay, now. Okay. Mellow drip on top as always. Okay, from this we're gonna do this. I'm going to pour a total of 230 grams of water. So 14 grams in, 230 grams of water. The strategy is this, okay? When I brew fermented coffee. Let's see if it's going to be the case with this coffee as well. When I brew fermented coffee, so every time you see anaerobic, carbonic maceration, double fermentation, I don't know, thermoshock, all these kind of like things that give it like a very intense aroma, intense flavor, but they're very, very soluble, okay, and very fast to extract. I start with this strategy is to give a longer first pour of water and reduce, of course, the brewing time because you want to saturate the coffee, but we don't want to saturate it too much. You understand what I mean? Because then it's very easy to extract, so it doesn't need a lot of time to saturate as well, and and doesn't need a lot of contact time. Okay? The idea for me to brew it with the 01 is that I get amazing results with this kind of fermentation coffee because it has less agitation because of the mellow drip. So you can control this kind of like turbulence. It gives a bit more contact time between coffee and water. So you get the body, you get the juiciness. It's also fast when it drains, and controlling the agitation. You're very kind of like safe in terms of like turbulence, agitating too much the coffee, because when you think about this kind of coffee, so the double fermentation, anaerobic coffee, very, very easy, fast to extract. Controlling the turbulence is a key element, okay? Because the turbulence extract a lot. So the pouring pattern with this method is the following. 100 grams of water as a first pour, and then I'm going to pour 80 grams and then a final 50 grams of water. Okay. The important thing is that we never run out of water in the coffee slurry. So we need to make sure that when we do the following pour, there is a bit of like a half centimeter of water still remaining inside the coffee bed. And this is to help controlling more this agitation. Then we will see the result and we change if we need. Okay, let's start. Water temperature 92. I don't go too high. Okay, sometimes even if it's like natural, I go 90. Okay, natural fermented 90. Now it's like washed. Let's see. Let's give a bit of power and then we will see if we need to change also that. Okay, go. 100. Once again, the thing that I love is the fact that you see now the first drop after 7-8 seconds, which give you the possibility to the water to stay more in contact with the coffee at the first pour. Okay, 100. Okay, now I'm going to do the second pour. 80 grams. Okay. Once again, I said it the last video with 2 days ago with the 01. It's important how fast you go here. Even if you're going to pour faster, this will affect. It will have a faster drainage. It just assists. It doesn't change it doesn't level the flow rates. Okay, the last one of 50. So we're at 30. Okay. Now we finish everything to drain. Okay. Pretty fast. Okay, 230. We are pretty fast. Okay, let's see what we achieve. Okay, the aroma is intense, not super intense. That's nice and sweet. Okay, it's not very open, the aroma. It's intense, but it's not very open, it's not very clean. Let's see if we did some mistake here. Let's stay positive today. Okay, yield 190. Okay, let's taste it. It's very bright. I don't think this coffee is the kind of like fermented coffee that I was expecting, even if it's like double fermented washed. Okay, so it's not that kind of, it's very delicate. So if I go to see here, 1 second, toffee, floral, anise, stone fruit, okay, floral anise, we are there. But yeah, I think I need to push a bit more. I think I need to push a bit more, so it's good. We have to change something. So I think it's bright. I can be happy with this, okay? Don't get me wrong. I can be happy. But I want to also change something. I want to see, like, if I can get it better. It's actually getting better as cool down. Was the first sip of the day. It's good. It's bright. Good acidity. The aftertaste is not dry. Do I want more sweetness? Okay. The TDS is actually not bad. It's 140. So intensity we are right. Well, will we pour more to drop this TDS? But do we want to drop the TDS to gain extraction? Maybe yeah. That can be a good strategy to add 10 grams more of water for this coffee. Or we can change the grind size. No, I won't change the grind size in this case, because if I say I want to extract more, I'm changing the grind size to go finer. What happened? Happened that yes, you might extract more because you have more contact time and contact surface in between coffee and water, but this TDS of 140, the intensity is not weak. It might go too high. So I don't want to play this game of risking to ruin something else, okay? So yeah, I think ratio can be something that works, or something that can work is to change the pouring pattern. So go back a bit on the classic pouring. So instead of like doing 100 grams of water at the beginning, I split that pour maybe in 50-50, you know, so doing 50-50, then 80, and then another 50. That might work, and just wait for a bit to saturate before applying the second one. That can be a strategy, okay, that wouldn't affect the kind of like ratio and dynamic of total time. It will change, okay, but it will affect the kind of like contact surface for sure, and the ratio. Let's see, by changing this pouring pattern, okay, that might be interesting today to see about this, changing just the pouring pattern, splitting more pours. We saw that if you pour one pour and 5 pour, you change. If you saw other videos in my channel, you know that, right? This kind of turbulence, this kind of refreshing the water, it's a very important element that we explored in another video, but actually never did with the Z1. So it's going to be good for me also to understand if this kind of method works with this dripper. Okay, I am going to reset everything. The coffee is not bad, it's juicy. I want to see if I can make it more sweet. Okay, I'm going to reset everything and I will come back in 1 second. All right, I am back. Ground the coffee again, 27 clicks, 14 grams of coffee, same dripper, same water at 92 degrees Celsius, same ratio. I'm going to use 230 grams of water, same coffee, of course, but this time we're going to split the first pour. Okay, so we keep the base of the previous recipe, the previous pouring pattern. So before was 100, 80, 50. Now it's going to be 50, 50, 80, 50. And let's see if it's going to change something, okay? We want more sweetness, okay? This is good, nice bright acidity. Extraction is good. Riso is very intense as well. Well, let's see if we can change something, okay? All right, let's start. 50. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait. That's what I want to do. I want to wait. Before I was saying, okay, the approach with the fermented one is that I have a short blooming, short saturation, because they saturate very easy. But I think this kind of a way, the name of the processing is a bit like not what I was expecting. Was not what I was expecting. Okay, 50, I think it's enough. All right. Okay. Let's see if this pour and more power on extraction. Okay, now let's go with 80. Okay. Here something also I could have done, it was to change the temperature of the water, because I was thinking that it was a very like soluble, very easy to extract, so when lower in temperature, I could go like 94, 95, honestly. But let's see if this is going to change. Let's keep one change at a time, okay? Now the last one is going to be 50 grams pour until we reach 230 grams on the scale. And that's it. Okay. Three minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. So we gain 30 seconds. Now these 30 seconds are, oh yeah, more saturation. So I kept it for longer for saturation, 2 pours, so to slow down a bit drainage, because one thing is 100 grams of water, one thing is 50 grams of water, so weight less, meaning that the drainage will be slower. Now we see the result. So changing the pouring pattern might not change much the quantity of extraction, okay? This is another concept that I was mentioning previously in another video. quantity of extraction and quality of extraction, okay? This is something that unfortunately it's just me experiencing this here because I am the only one tasting it. Even if the numbers are the same, but the quality in the cup, I'm the one experiencing it. But this is a good concept to understand. So let me note 1 second here. I will say that the yield is the same because anyway we use the same grain size, the same water. So yield is the same, and okay, let's go with the aroma. Okay, looks the same. It's a bit more open, okay? It's sweeter. Okay, the aroma open a bit more, okay? I can feel it's more open. Now we check. Okay, it's not far from the other one, but it's definitely sweeter. Now I'm curious to see if, in terms of number, change something, because you know sometimes like if I think right now I should expect a higher TDS, okay, to understand if this extraction increased. So I think the other one was okay. This is the calculation for the other one. We have 190 of yield multiplied was 140, 1.40 TDS divided 14, and it was 19. Okay, so it's not bad. It's my range in terms of number. Okay, now if I want this number to go up using the same ratio, let's say with the same yield, the only thing we need is higher TDS. That's it. If the TDS is not higher, that's an extraction number won't change, okay? Because if you want the same TDS but higher extraction in terms of numbers, you need to have higher yield. So for me, instead of like using 230 grams of water, I was using 240, okay? I was getting higher yield, and that in the calculation will affect, okay, the numbers. But okay, TDS is higher, okay, so I was right. It's not super high, okay, because anyway we use the same grind size, we use the same ratio, okay. Also with the mellow drip you don't have this kind of turbulence, okay, so you won't affect much the turbulence by splitting the pores. But what we got a TDS of 1.43, as you can see, okay, 1.43. Now, in terms of number, is this going to change a lot? In terms of extraction, it's 19.4. So we increase a bit of the extraction yield. So yeah, we extracted a bit more with this changing pouring, meaning that it works, okay, in terms of numbers. In terms of taste, which is more important than numbers, remember. Okay, this cup wasn't bad. It's actually very juicy. It's less juicy than this one. Okay, I think that. Oh, yeah, it's sweeter. The mouthfeel is creamier. Okay, it's juicier, almost creamy. Okay, nice and lingering. Perfect. So that's the idea. The idea is to split the pour because we did a longer first pour, longer blooming at the beginning because I was expecting to be more fermenty. Hopefully we will discover in other coffees in the calendar where they say anaerobic, more fermented. I know there is some because I know the producer, so I know what they do. So we will experience these coffees. I need to prepare very well that episode actually. I don't remember now the name of the coffee, the number of the day, but I need to prepare very well that episode. Okay, maybe using 2-3 different brewing methods. That would be cool, but we will see. The things you need to take today is the fact that splitting the pours to achieve something that is more pleasant, let's say, because this wasn't bad. So the thing is, it's like pretty simple. Usually, you know, changing the grind size, okay, easy. Changing the ratio, okay, it's another very basic changing. Splitting the pours is like changing the pouring. It's not something that is mentioned usually. It's something deeper as a concept. But as you see, like from 100 grams of blooming and then other 2 pours was giving this result. You want a bit more sweetness, so you want to leave the coffee to saturate a bit more. So reduce the pour, so 50 grams, let it bloom. We did 50 seconds, and then pour another 50. So that time of saturation and splitting the pour gave to the coffee basically a higher extraction, different dynamic. So that 0.3 that we gain on TDS, so that 0.4% on extraction is given by that 50 grams, the second 50 gram pour, basically, because the coffee was a bit more ready to extract, the coffee was fresher, so you push a bit more. You limit a lot this extraction because of the Melo Drip and the Z1. Now, if you want to do this experiment on another coffee, you can try like V60 or Orea, you know, any classic pour over. Try it, okay? I want to see. You need to tell me the difference, because I think that this difference will be even more highlight in when you do a classic pour over without a Melo Drip compared to Z1, because Z1, the Melo Drip kind of like bring everything together in the same block. That's what I was saying, is like maybe at the beginning it's a bit hard to understand how to brew with this dripper, but once you understand how to do it, every coffee is very close to each other. Like you can change these dynamics, but things won't change much. Once you know how to get a good cup, you know, with that, of course, different coffees change a different dynamic, but that's why we have different approaches, different recipes. Something that a lot of them you can find on the website of Orea. There is also one of my recipes over there. It's a kind of like good starting point with this dripper, and you will understand that more or less the dynamic is always the same, okay? It's just because like it's a very solid dripper, zero bypass concept. It's good to have in the dripper drawers. It's very important for me to explain you these dynamics, because once you get the knowledge, then you can create your own recipe. Then you can, you know, like create your own calendar series. I want to see calendar series, or even like if it's not a calendar, something else from other people. It will be super cool to also see other people approaches. So far, it's good. Calendar, first week, gone. 7 days. So yeah, we have more coffee to brew. So a lot of them. So yeah, we are not even like 1/3 of the calendar. So it's good. Okay, going to finish the coffee now. It's cooling down. Super juicy, lingering. Like it's sweet, but the acidity is there. Okay, it's not very complex. It's not a super complex coffee. I was expecting, you know, like when you see double fermented, you expect something more boom, more punchy, more wow. No, it's actually a wash coffee. Okay, that's at the beginning I treated a bit like a fermented one, but it's good. Okay, it's good because yeah, we fix it. I mean, we fix it, we improve it. It wasn't wrong at the beginning, so it's fine. Anyway, so that's what you need to take. Pouring, try to experiment with this first pour. We will discover more about the first pour, the blooming, in the future videos, because I think it's very important. Sometimes we stuck with the standards, okay? 50 grams, you know, like, or double the amount of water, or yeah, we are very stuck on that. So we don't really approach a lot this kind of like concept of blooming. It's the same way we don't really dive deeper in this concept of splitting pours and controlling pours to affect the quality of extraction. Also quantity, okay? We saw doesn't change much the quantity, but the quality changed a lot. But that is something that only you with your tasting buds can decide, can judge, okay? All right, so today, neither Emma or Casey came to say hi. Casey, I don't know where is Casey. Emma is there sleeping. She's sleeping in her bed, so it's fine. Emma, yeah, she's sleeping. Let her sleep. As always, thank you very much for sticking around with me for these long videos. I will see you tomorrow for another coffee, for a light roasted coffee. I already prepared the recipe for tomorrow. I'm very excited to see if that works. Otherwise, we fix it as we do every day. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. And in the meantime, I wish you a wonderful Sunday and delicious coffee. Ciao.